Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat and it has been a while since I have made a video. It's actually been quite a while. There has been a bit going on in my life. I've been really sick, I went overseas, I've had some family stuff going on, but I am back and I am really excited for this video because it's something that I haven't actually done before. So I've been interested in doing a first impressions video with makeup for a while now, but I tend to kind of get into a flow with my makeup and I don't really swap my products out unless I'm unhappy with something. But recently I have been using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, which I've used for ages and I really like, but I felt towards the end of the workday and after I'd had it on for quite a while, it kind of just went a bit patchy and I sort of just didn't look like I was wearing any foundation. Like it just, I guess that's kind of the point, but I wanted something that I thought might be a bit more long lasting. So I took one of my good friends who's a makeup artist to Priceline, which is like our massive drugstore here in Australia, and we picked up the Candid by Revlon. And she kind of put it on me a bit in the store and said, yep, I think this is your color, because I'd really struggled with figuring out what my colors are in pharmacies and in drugstores where the lighting is really bright and fluorescent. Plus, I generally already have makeup on my face and I just kind of struggle. So that's why I took her, because she was very helpful. So we got that one, and we also got the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Just because I've wanted a new concealer as well. Once again, I think I've been using a Maybelline one now for a while, a different Maybelline one, and so I just really wanted to try something that was a little bit lighter under my eyes, and so she suggested that this one would be pretty good too. So I intended to just do a first impressions video with these two products, but then I was in yet another Priceline some days later and just like chatting to one of the makeup experts, and she recommended the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. And right around the time that she recommended this, I started seeing a heap of reviews for this on YouTube from different makeup bloggers, testing it out and also testing out the matching concealer. So the L'Oreal Infallible More Than Concealer, what a name. And so I thought, well, I might as well try out these bad boys as well, because I'm seeing quite a bit of hype around them. People are saying this is a really good concealer, it's really high coverage. As you can see, all I've done at the moment is my skincare. I have dark circles and I really need a concealer that will stick with me and go the distance. So what I think I will do today is I'm going to do one lot of the foundation and concealer on one side of my face and the other foundation and concealer on the other side of my face, and we will see which one looks better. The colors probably aren't going to be exactly the same, but whatever, we'll roll with that. I'm not going anywhere after this. So we'll just see which ones, what I think of the consistency and everything else to do with the concealer, and we will go from there. So as you can see right now, I have no makeup on. I haven't actually done this in a video before where I've really like had nothing on my face. So it's a big step for me to do that. I generally have my full makeup on. I love makeup, so I don't really see a point in appearing without it. But for this particular video I had to, so we're just gonna roll with it. So all I have on is my skincare. I'm going to be using this Rimmel primer today. This is the one that I've just been using lately, the Perfect and Fix. I like this primer. It's just really lightweight, doesn't really feel like I'm wearing anything on my face, and it doesn't feel tacky. Some primers, and I'm sure that's their point because, you know, you want to have a nice base for your makeup, but some of them just feel incredibly tacky and sticky and waxy, and I don't like that. I just want a primer that feels very lightweight and is going to be a nice base for my makeup, but isn't going to feel very heavy because I have the makeup for that. Okay, so that is my primer applied. I think I will start with the Revlon Photo Ready Candid, and I have this in the shade 200, which is nude. Now, interesting fact, for ages I used the Revlon, what was it? It was like a Revlon Photoshop foundation. It came in a little jar with a little pump, and I used to use that in the summer because it was a really beautiful color, but it was a bit dark. And I originally got it from when I used to do short films and things, and I wanted a really good high coverage foundation that would be kind of flawless for the camera. But I found that it was too light for winter because, you know, I didn't have a tan or anything in winter, and it just was a totally different color to my skin. But it's winter now, and when my friend was testing this on me, she said, yep, this is definitely the shade, it's light enough. It's 200 Nude, which was the same shade I used in the other Revlon foundation. And from what I can see of it, they're two completely different colors. So a word of warning, when you are shopping for foundation, don't assume that because you're one shade in one foundation in a brand, you'll be that shade in every foundation in that brand, because that's just not the case. So that is interesting. And also today I will be applying my foundations with some little sponges that I got from Peach Face Co. So Peach Face Co is a sponge brand that a friend of mine actually started, and I'm always one to support people's side hustles. So I went online and I bought her little sponges. So they can be used wet or dry, and apparently if you use them wet, they blow up to about twice their usual size. And they're meant to be, they do feel quite dense, but they're meant to be some of the smoothest makeup applicators around. So I will link their Instagram in the description box down below. I'm actually going to use these dry today just because I'm a bit weird and I don't like wetting my beauty blenders or my makeup sponges. I just feel like, I don't know, whenever I wet them and then put foundation, I just feel like I'm whacking a wet sponge into my face, and even though I squeeze them out, I just don't like it. So that may skew the results somewhat, but I am just going to use them dry today. Candid comes with this little pump. So any minute now. There we go. So I'm just going to whoop. Pop it on one side of my face, and using my little sponge, I'm just going to blend that out. I have to say, it feels really nice on my skin. It's not heavy. And it's got a really nice smooth consistency as well. I think that's definitely a good shade for me. I don't think it's super high coverage. I think it's more of a medium coverage. A light coverage potentially, but it would be really good for kind of everyday wear, just going to work. I have to say, I do really like that. It's really light. It's gone on quite smooth. It hasn't gone on streaky or patchy. It smells really nice. Like, there's no strong fragrance or anything like that to it. I really like that. So that is the Revlon Candid foundation in the shade 200 Nude. It's really nice. So I'll now move on to the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. So I'm using the shade 120 Vanilla. It's written in red on a red cap, so you probably won't be able to see that, but it's the shade 120 Vanilla. So it's got a nice, ooh, the packaging's really nice on this actually. It's quite heavy, being glass. This is just like a plastic tube. This is really nice. It's got a nice little indent for your finger up here and a little, once again, another little pump. So again, let me just pump some out. Ooh. Okay, so it is much runnier than the last one. That is something I didn't expect for some reason. It already looks, a lot darker, like just from like the bit you can see on here. I've made a mess now. But yeah, it is much runnier than the last foundation. Yeah, it already looks a million times darker, but we'll see. It's like a totally different shade to my neck, whereas this one tends to blend in a little bit better to my neck. I think this one's just, this is going to have to be put on one side, I think, as a summer foundation, because it's going to be too dark for this time of year. Having said that, that's not the foundation's fault. That's somebody recommending the wrong shade to me in a drugstore. So I can't do much about that. I'm not going to blame the foundation. This one, actually, once again, it blended out really nicely. Now, I don't know if that's specifically the sponge, but the sponge is really nice. Like, it's really dense. It's got this great little point on the top, so it's really good for getting into the like bits under your eyes and all the little creases around your nose and everything. So far I love the sponge, and so far, I mean, I'm into both foundations as well. They're both really nice. This one seems more higher coverage than this one, but that also could be because it's a darker shade, so I can see it a lot more clearly sitting on my skin. This one seems to be kind of a medium coverage, and it's darker. So this one I think will be great for the summer, and I'm looking forward to that. Unfortunately, we're in deep winter here in Australia, so it'll be a while. Whereas this one, it's quite light to medium coverage, so I think it'll be great for winter, just as like a day-to-day foundation. Now I am going to give the concealers a shot. So I'm gonna go in with this Instant Age Rewind concealer from Maybelline. It is meant to be an eraser for dark circles and has goji berry and xoxo in it. I have no idea what xoxo is, but hopefully it's awesome. This is a little click system. So I assume you just click it up until the concealer appears on the little sponge. We could be here a while. Help! Okay, yeah, it's I can see it. Don't know when to stop. Okay, I might stop there. I'm just going to apply this to my right under eye. So the same side of my face that I did the Revlon Candid foundation. Guess I'll keep the two infallibles together. Okay, it still does seem quite light. The little sponge is quite good. So I'm going to use the little pink concealer sponge now from Peach Face Co. And I'm going to blend out the Maybelline concealer. I mean, I can still see my dark circles, but it would take a force greater than a concealer, I think, to really get rid of those. It does seem to have blended out quite well. It is quite light. I tend to go for concealers under my eyes that are the same color as my foundation, which is not the point. So it is quite a good color. It's not too dark. I'm gonna leave that there for a moment and do the other side, because the other big problem that I have with concealers is that they oxidize on my face. So halfway through the day, I look at my face and under my eyes are orange, which is not what I want. Now, I don't know if that's a combination of just the concealer, or if it's the concealer with the foundation and then the primer underneath. Like, I don't know, but so far so good. So having done that, I'm now going to try the Infallible More Than Concealer concealer, and I got this one in the shade 326. 326 Vanilla. And the foundation was also in 120 Vanilla. So there you go. So this concealer, ooh, So it's quite light. Just going to apply this one under my eye, the same side of my face that has the Infallible foundation on it. Oh wow. That seems to be incredibly high coverage. So I'm just gonna go in again with my Peach Face Co sponge, the side that doesn't have the concealer on it, and just blend this one out. I potentially used too much. I'm just gonna go in with the foundation sponge again. Wow. So that one has definitely done a better job of hiding the dark circles under my eyes. I mean, I can still see them, but I think no matter what I wore, I would be able to see them. That looks way more like when I watch various makeup influencers on YouTube doing their makeup. That looks way more like they look when they're done with their concealer, as opposed to how I look on a daily basis. It has blended out really well. Will it oxidize on my face later? It's hard to tell, but that is my common problem. It would probably need setting, I think, with some powder. And once again, like, is it gonna like crease into all of the fine lines under my eyes? Probably, unless I set it. But I mean, just looking, like, this side is clearly like I've, like, you know, concealed under my eyes and done that, and I'm ready for the next step in my makeup routine. This side, not so much. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with this side, but no, this side is incredibly light, so I'm really happy with both of those. I will just zoom you back out again. What I'm going to do is go and do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I will come back and give you my final thoughts. So this is my finished makeup look for today. I wanted to keep it very simple because the whole point of me trying these foundations was to find something that would go the distance for everyday wear. So something that would just hold up with me going to work, etc. And I think the winner for me today is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation and the Infallible More Than Concealer Concealer. They both have amazing coverage for every day. This side, I'm really, especially my concealer, I'm super happy with it. It looks great. This side is good too. Like, I'm definitely not knocking the Revlon Candid or the Maybelline concealer. That's the Instant Age Rewind concealer. I still really like them, and I think for winter, to be perfectly honest, I'm probably going to continue on with this one because it is a little more my shade. You know, it's a little bit closer to my neck color, which normally I would warm up with some bronzer, but I haven't today, just so you can see the difference. This side, too dark for this time of year. Maybe if I was going out and I had a tan, it'd be a different story. Having said that, I may stick with this concealer because it is still light enough and it does have really, really nice coverage, so I'm really happy with that. And also, I have to give a huge shout out to Peach Face Co. These sponges are amazing. I didn't really know what to expect. I've always been a put your foundation on with brush kind of girl. I used to just use just a cheap sponge just for my concealer and things like that. But I think this has converted me. I'm going to use these now for my foundation all the time because that was super easy to apply. I will try them wet as well and see if that makes a difference because I'm really interested to know what they're like wet. But I really like them. I did buy them. They, Peach Face Co. have not asked me to do this video. They haven't asked me to promote them. I did buy them with my own money. The starter pack, which gives you these two sponges, is $20, so it's amazing value. And they are also starting a complete set of eye makeup brushes, which haven't come out yet. You can pre-order them on their website. Once again, I'll link the Instagram down below and all the details are there. If you live in Australia, they offer free shipping Australia-wide, and they're also cruelty-free, which is awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. Once again, I'm so sorry for the delay in my filming, but now I'm back at it. I'm getting some content together so I'll be able to release videos for you more often. If you did like this video, please smash the thumbs up sign down below, hit subscribe, and also hit the little bell if you would like to be notified every time I post new content. And if you would like to see more of my face, I'll link my social media accounts down below as well. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.